For people who want to move about in a big pantomime, a massive West End musical full of colour and noise, then to hell with how fast you can go round a corner. Unfortunately, the Gallardo, the baby Lambo, never really cut the mustard.
As you'd expect, it isn't quite as nice to drive as a Ferrari 430. The steering isn't quite as delicate, there's less immediacy from the engine, and there's not quite as much poise.
Sure, it has a flappy paddle gearbox and they just up the power a bit, but it still isn't a proper driver's car.
Now, that would be fine if it was flamboyant and mad, but it isn't. Feels sort of like a big Audi TT.
Now though, they've launched a £131,000 convertible version, and I'm delighted to say, the lunacy's back.
There are faults. The steering wheel, for instance, is covered in a bath mat, and if you push the seat all the way back, as I have to, it squeaks against the firewall. Can you hear that? Does that the whole time you're driving along. And you can never find the seat belt. I don't care! Sure, you're going to get people coming up to you saying, oh, you could have gone round that corner point, three of a second faster if you'd had a Ferrari. Oh, you know, that's 100 kilograms heavier than the coupe, don't you? And it doesn't matter. Because I've got 93 million miles of headroom and I've got orange seats, and listen to this!
That's the sound of a 5-litre V10 engine. It's the noise of 512 rampaging Italian horsepowers. It's like listening to the Cirque du Soleil being chopped up by their own chainsaws. One of the things I love most about this car, though, is that they painted it grey and fitted active exhausts that are supposed to be quiet at low speeds. But they're not fooling anyone.
You can try to drive it quietly if you want to, but it's impossible, because if you accidentally stray over 3,500 RPM, you just get this sort of bark, like that. You hear that? Quiet. Bark. Ah! Driving through my local town the other day, and I nearly gave some poor old woman on the pavement a heart attack. Oh, sorry, love, sorry. There are two ways of removing a dodgy tooth, you know. There's the Ferrari way, which is an exquisite high-speed drill. And then there's the Lambo way, which is a big hammer. Yes! This is being alive now. Who cares about 5-way traction control? I don't want that. I want more of this. I'm in love.
It isn't all clown shoes and spinning bow ties, though. I mean, it has four-wheel drive, so there's lots of grip. It'll go from 0 to 60 in 4.7 seconds. And flat out, it'll be doing 195. That is pretty serious. Better still, it has a proper gearbox. The flappy paddle nonsense is a £5,000 optional extra. What's more, Lambo is owned these days by Audi, so you even get some German common sense. The nose, for instance, can be raised up when you get to a speed bump. And there's more.
Inside, a lot of the equipment, the sat-nav, the aircon, the dials and so on, all come from an A8, so they sort of work. I remember the air conditioning in Lambos of old used to be an asthmatic sitting at the dashboard, blowing at you through a straw. That didn't work.
But my absolute favourite thing about this car is the way it looks. Hood down or hood up. It is desperately pretty. And it's tiny. It's the same length as a Ford Focus, which means it's easy to park and easy to drive in town. What we have here then is not by any means the best driver's car in the world, but you could use it every day if you wanted to, and it has the most important characteristic that I look for in a car. It's a laugh. You drive a Ferrari with a rather serious expression on your face. You drive one of these gurning like you may technically be an idiot. I think it's absolutely tremendous. Little plumes of tyre smoke there, but the four-wheel drive soon got that reined in. Now here's the first corner. Look how keenly it turns in. And now he's back on the power. Listen to that!
Επικίνδυνο.
Is it dangerous?
Stig's still learning Greek, it seems. Neat it is again through Chicago, just kicking the back out to give him the perfect line down to Hammerhead. That's where he is now. Will it understeer? Not a bit of it. Loads of grip and that V10 thunder. Ooh, and a lovely drift on the way out.
Έχασα το πορτοφόλι μου.
I've lost my purse.
Follow through now. Ooh, he's having to give it a flick of opposite lock now. Hammer down hard left, very quick through the tyres. 2 corners left. There he goes into that one. He's very committed through there. Hard on the brakes, shoving it into Gambon. And across the line. It did it in 1 minute, 25.7 seconds. So it's not what you'd call the fastest supercar in the world, but I have to say, it is my new favourite.